regarding na lang sa sa recent endorsement by the VP.
Yes, di ko I'm not able to express my thanks and the great honor she's endowed upon me for endorsing me. If truth be told, I think most of us forgot about the election almost entirely. And following the extraordinary rendition of President Duterte to The Hague, I think, like many of our countrymen, we were quite traumatized. In my case, it felt like a repeat of a nightmare that occurred, and I saw only my father being taken to Hawaii. Kaya medyo masama ang loob ko noon at hindi ko na naisip yung kampanya. Pero ang sabi ni Senator Robin, pati ni Vice President, ang sabi nila, ang utos daw ni former President Duterte, umuwi na kayo at mangampanya. Kaya biglang nangampanya at biglaan lang naman yung ad na yun. Naalala namin kasi ako nakatutok sa hearing, nakatutok sa budget, nakatutok sa kung saan-saan. Abay, sabi nga, hey, mangampanya na tayo at biglaan kami nag-taping ng the following day. Strangely, at least to me, the Vice President said that it has to be black. Sabi ko, what kind of political ad is in black? What are we going to do? Why black? Because black is the color of the country today. And I suppose she's right. And as a result, we shot the entire thing dressed in black, which I thought was rather grim, but at the same time, it's entirely appropriate. When itim, ipaglaban ng tama, itama ang mali. Malaking bagay talaga itong malaking tulong. Pero hindi naman yun ang inisip ko. Talagang natutuwa lang ako kasi hindi nagmamaliw ang aming pagiging kaibigan. Sabi ko nga, kami naman ang magkaibigan nung umpisa dahil sa 2019, siya nangampanya para sa amin halos araw-araw. Nangangampanya kami sa lahat ng kasuluk-sulukan. Palagay ko, ako nagpahamak sa kanya eh. Kasi recruit ko nga, hindi ko na makakalain na magkakaganito. And kahit ano pa ang nangyari, hindi naman siya nagbabago, nanatili pa rin siyang kaibigan ko. At kilala naman niya ako, kilala ko rin siya, kilala namin ang isa't isa, hindi ko siya bibiguin, hindi rin niya ako kailanman binibigo, nagpapasalamat ako lagi. Beginning that I would be independent, thinking that something bad would happen. May masama akong kutob eh. Parang I was quite restless and anxious about the campaign, that it would somehow redound into very bitter and unpleasant politics. And true enough, it did become entirely toxic and quite beyond my little nightmare. It became very, very much worse. Hindi ko naman akalain na magiging ganito kalala, na magkakaroon ng impeachment, magkakabulastugan, pati yung budget, pinakialaman, hanggang sa tinangay na nga si dating Presidente Duterte na may sakit na, matanda na, nako, dinala pa kung saan-saan, ni hindi man kinilala ang husgado dito sa Pilipinas, ang laking insulto sa ating magagaling na huwes, sa mahuhusay na abogado. So, I didn't think it would get this bad, but I had a very bad feeling that things were going to deteriorate along the campaign season. And true enough, it became very much worse than I'd expected. And yun nga, balik na lang ako sa pagiging independent. At sad ko yung investigasyon kasi napakataas na ng emosyon ng lahat ng tao, no? At talagang hindi na natin malaman kung iiyak, magagalit, magwawala sa kalsada, ang lahat ay talagang wala nang maisip gawin. So, naisip ko, ano kaya para malaman at mapanatag ang lahat, mag-imbestiga tayo so that we would know the truth. Let's find out exactly what happened because we don't understand this. It's entirely a case of first impressions. And as the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, I launched this campaign. Unfortunately, it apparently put the government in a very bad light. And as a result, nagtampo yung kapatid ko sa akin na inisyata. Hindi ko na maakalain, malay ko ba na ganun ang sagot nila. Kaya nga ako nagtatanong, hindi ko alam ang sagot eh. At lahat ng sambayanan nagtatanong din. Akala ko naman, maipapaliwanag nila maigi. Imbes na kabukuhan na iba-iba yung tanaw, iba-iba yung lakad, hindi magkatugma-tugma yung mga batas na sinasabi nila, pati ang petsa, hindi magkatugma-tugma. Kaya eto nga, nandito na tayo, pero at the end of the day, it's important that we learn the truth, that this is no longer repeated, that our laws and particularly our Constitution is upheld. This is a real insult to our functioning judiciary as well as our very committed and hardworking judges and lawyers. So, ang nangyari ngayon, nasa third hearing ako, alam naman ninyo, yung first hearing ko, dun nga, nagalit nga. Yung ikalawang hearing, wala nang sumipot. Nobody turned up. I went solo. And it was a little ridiculous. Senate President Cheese refused to sign the subpoenas in the first hearing, refused to sign the subpoenas in the second hearing, and then he talked to the executive secretary who apparently said, let's change the date, paltan yung petsa, tapos 10 lang ang sisipot. Sabi ko, okay na. Tapos 10 lang daw. O sige na nga, okay na rin. Lahat okay na lang para lang matuloy. So natuloy nga yung third hearing, and I think quite a few of our citizens watched also. And unfortunately, nauwi kami sa contempt kasi yung Ambassador Lacanlilaw, harap-harapan naman ng nagsisinungaling. Sobrang baakon naman, ibang level naman. Kaya hindi na natiis ni Senator Bato at pinakontempt. Kaso, rinilis kagad ni SP at mukhang natawagan, biglang may show cause. Nagulat nga ako because there's no show cause in any part of the rules of the Senate. So I was quite surprised in this intervention in what should really be the power and function of the committee. So, nandyan tayo ngayon. Ngayon, nagtatanong kung may fourth hearing. Sina Senator Bato, gusto pa rin ng fourth hearing, pati sina Senator Robin, sina Senator Cayetano. Ang problema ko, sino ang testigo? Wala akong testigo eh. Lahat nagdi-deny na alam nila na nandito na pala, ilang buwan na nandito pala yung mga ICC na investigator, lawyer, security expert, interpreter. They were all here from October, and perhaps they're still here. I'm not really sure because I heard that they have been here for months on end. At hindi ako sigurado kung nandito pa nga eh. Lahat sila denied to death. So, hindi ko alam kung sino pang tatawagin. Ang balita, may mga alalay daw galing sa Congress. Paano nila makukuha yung mga police blotter, yung mga CCTV footage, yung mga highly confidential medical records, and even bank accounts that are clearly covered by bank secrecy. Natangay nila lahat yun, nakuha nila lahat yun. So clearly, they had help from high officials, and they were cleared for all kinds of information. Isa pa, yung eroplano. Walang nagsasabi, walang sumisipot para magsabi sino ba talaga at ano ba yung eroplanong yan. Ginagamit ng presidente natin, ni Pangulo Bongbong, yung eroplano, di ba? Ginagamit niya talaga yan. So, yun pa rin ang problema natin, yung eroplano. Nakita natin, ang sabi nung una, the Office of the President chartered the plane and paid for it. So many were asking, so is it owned by the Office of the President? Clearly not. It's a privately owned vehicle, and it's not even authorized to accept charters. And many were asking also, paano na-procure yan? Alam naman natin yung procurement system ng gobyerno, tagal-tagal. Ilang oras lang na publicized, bid, tender, award, at na-procure kagad. So, wala naman sumasagot. Yan ang problema ko. Hindi ko malaman kung sinong tatanungin. Kaya, I'm perfectly willing to carry on and get to the bottom of this. The problem is, this really isn't political. Ang problema kasi, may kasunod pang warrant to. Mabuti kung si Presidente Duterte lang. Pero tuloy-tuloy to Ang susunod na warrant, yung mga pulis, 5 pulis. So, it's been said. And there have been rumors that in fact, Senator Bato, General Albayalde, General Karamat, General Danao, and General Leonardo will be following in the next arrest. And then there are several arrests more down the list. So it's quite alarming kung tuloy-tuloy ito. The other thing, of course, is that there are over 1,000 Filipinos imprisoned overseas. Yung mga OFW natin, abalang-abala. Takot na takot eh. Kung hindi daw napapagtanggol yung mga Pilipino na nasa bansa, kung hindi napapagtanggol yung dating Pangulo, paano pa sila makakauwi nito? So maraming nagtatanong, ano ba yung prosesong papauwi?
Last na lang po.
Pinado ako na naipahamak ko siya dahil hindi ko naman alam na mangyayari ang ganito. Kilala niya ako, kilala ko rin siya, kilala namin ang isa't isa, hindi nagbabago ang pagtanaw ko ng utang na loob at paghanga sa pananatili niyang may tiwala sa akin. Kaya eto, andito kami, hindi niya ako binigo, at hindi ko rin siya bibiguin. Ang katapatan sa ating bansa, ang kabayaran sa kanyang pagtitiwala.
Ito po ba ay resulta or sort of reward ni VP Sara sa inyo after the series of hearings that you conducted about the ICC arrest of his father? Reward po ba ito o paano ba?
Ay, hindi ko naisip yun. Hindi rin niya naisip. Talagang nag-uusap na kami noon pa. Sabi niya, tsaka na akong mga ngampanya. Ayoko nang umikot nitong eleksyon na to. Pero yun nga, nung pabalik niya sa Hague, inutusan yata sila ni Senator Robin, ni Presidente Duterte na mga kampanya at tulungan ng mga kasangga. Yun ang nangyari. So, palagay ko, marami namang nagpapasalamat. Ako, higit sa lahat, walang mapaglagyan ng saya, pasasalamat at karangalan sa aking puso. Simulat sa poll, kaming dalawa naman talaga magkaibigan. At kahit papano, aminado ako na naipahamak ko siya dahil hindi ko naman alam na mangyayari ang ganito. Kilala niya ako, kilala ko rin siya, kilala namin ang isa't isa, hindi nagbabago ang pagtanaw ko ng utang na loob at paghanga sa pananatili niyang may tiwala sa akin. Kaya eto, andito kami, hindi niya ako binigo, at hindi ko rin siya bibiguin. Ang katapatan sa ating bansa, ang kabayaran sa kanyang pagtitiwala.